the Maqaasid al-Shari'ah are those three things we mentioned. Looking in, actually, to make it as easy as possible, I'm going to divide them into two. Then I'm going to talk about each of the two and how they come into three. You have first the masalih and the mafasid. Those things that in themselves they are beneficial, that they're beneficial to mankind and our lives and everything else. Then you have those things that are mafasid. And these are those things that are harmful. They're going to harm you and everyone else, and they're going to harm the nation of the people, humanity, mankind, whatever you want to call it. Once we determine, okay, or actually once it's determined what are from the masalih and what are from the mafasid, Allah Ta'ala has made all of His ahkam to either pull towards us as mankind, as His creation, the masalih, or those beneficial things, or dar al-mafasid, and to push away from us those harmful things. And this is where we come into talking about the daruriyat and the hajiyat and the tahsinat. Those necessities as well as those things we need but they're not necessarily a necessity, and those things, like we said, the icing on the cake. Now, what you need to know though is when a lot of people, they talk about the maqaasid, they take a little piece. What I've explained to you, I've tried to take the whole of the science of maqaasid and wrap it up. But the reality of the issue is that the maqaasid they're very detailed. They're very detailed. And when a lot of people, when they talk about the maqaasid, they limit it to a little piece of it. It's like, when people do about the whole of the religion. They take and say, okay, well, our religion is only about this part, and they leave off the whole of the rest of the everything. Everything is focused on this. So what I want you to understand is when a lot of people, when they talk about the maqaasid, they're only generally talking about one little piece. And these are those daruriyat. These are those things, and when I say the people, I mean the people, the general masses of people. I'm not talking about the ulama. When they talk about the maqaasid, they're talking about the maqaasid. But generally when we hear people, and some of the students, when they talk about the maqaasid, they're talking about the daruriyat. They're talking about how Allah Ta'ala put everything here to preserve upon five things. And these are what Imam al-Shatibi said in his book Al-Muwafaqat. He said that the whole of the deen was sent here to preserve upon deen, which is religion. The second thing is a nafs, your life or your soul, your life, basically. Al-aql, which is your intellect. The third of them, or the fourth of them, is al-nasl. Actually, I did them backwards. It's deen, then al-nafs, then al-nasl, which is lineage. Then it's al-aql, your intellect. You have to preserve upon your intellect and remove anything that can be a harm to that. As well as the last thing is mal. And when we say mal, we don't mean money, we mean any type of wealth. So the whole of the deen, if you look at it, your whole of everything that we do in our lives as Muslims came to preserve upon these five things: religion, life, nasl, lineage, intellect, and wealth. This is generally what people are talking about.